Alright, everybody, we're back for some more of Merv Griffin's 100th Memorial Birthday Celebration, in which we're going to play one of his games that he created, Jeopardy, and this time we're playing the Sega CD version. Let's see how we do. Here we go. Let's play.
Welcome. Let's play Jeopardy.
Let's do it.
Welcome back. In the Jeopardy round, one daily double will appear in one of these categories.
Let's take a look and see what we have. We have World Geography. Okay, good category. We also have Science Fiction. We're going to be dealing with Sculpture. We also have Rulers, Composers, and finally, some annual events. Okay.
Contestant number one,
Composers 100.
for $100.
You could have said, take me to your leader, to both these 19th century composers whose name starts with shoe.
Contestant number one,
Who are Schumann and Schubert.
you'll have 60 seconds to provide your response. Good job.
Alright. I'd like composers for 200.
For $200,
Hector Villalobos helped develop a national style for this, music for this.
contestant number
State of
one,
country. What is Brazil?
yes, that's correct.
I'm going to switch feet a little bit. Annual events 100.
For $100,
A popular summer event in this state is the crowning of Alice in Wonderland.
contestant number one,
What is Wisconsin?
yes, that's correct.
Annual events 200.
For $200, answer,
The state has many maple sugar festivities, including the annual Sugar Salome in Stowe in April.
contestant number one,
What is Vermont?
good job.
Okay. Annual events 300.
For $300,
If you're into jogging, try the Freeze Your Grizzard Blizzard Run in January in this state's International Falls.
contestant number
What
one,
is Minnesota?
Yes, that's correct. For $400.
An international pack burro race is held each August in Leadville in this state.
Contestant number
What
1.
is Colorado?
Yes, that's correct. For $500.
This Illinois city, noted for a historic Mormon settlement, holds a great festival each September. What is Nauvoo?
Contestant number 1.
Very good.
Yes, select again.
Composer's 300.
For $300. The answer there is...
This composer's The Rite of Spring is subtitled Scenes from a Pagan Russia.
Contestant number 1.
Igor Stravinsky.
Yes, select again. For $400. Answer?
In 1867, he founded the Norwegian Academy of Music.
Contestant number
Who
1.
is Edvard Grieg?
Right. For $500. The answer is...
After success with Peleus and Melisande, this composer considered writing an As You Like It opera.
Contestant number
Who
1.
is Claude Debussy?
Yes, select again. For $100.
In 1306, Robert the Bruce stabbed rival John Comyn and was crowned king of this country at Scone.
Contestant number 1.
What is Scotland?
Yes. For $200.
In 1589, Henry IV became the first Bourbon to ascend the throne of this country.
Contestant number 1.
What is France?
Yes, that's correct. For $300. Answer?
Claiming descent from Genghis Khan, this lame Mongol conquered much of the Middle East by the 1500s.
Contestant number 1.
What is Tamerlane? Tamerlane.
Yes, select. For $400.
This Prussian king's invasion of Silesia in 1740 caused the War of the Austrian Succession.
Contestant number
Who is
1.
Frederick the Great?
Yes, select again. For $500.
This Ottoman ruler gained control of most of Hungary by winning the Battle of Mohacs in 1526.
Contestant number
Who is
1.
Suleiman the Magnificent?
Yes. Select again. For $100. Let's take a look at the answer.
Robert A. Heinlein's 1952 novel about a family that buys a spaceship, or Mick Jagger's rock group.
Contestant number 1.
What is the Rolling Stones?
Yes. Select. For $200.
The Mysterious Island was a sequel to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Contestant number
Who
1.
is Jules Verne?
Yes. Select again. For $300, here is the clue.
Star Trek star who described his novel Tekwar as T.J. Hooker in the future.
Contestant number 1.
Who is William Shatner?
Yes. Select again. For $400, the answer is...
Ray Bradbury's 1950 collection of stories about the colonization of Mars.
Contestant number 1.
What is the Martian Chronicles?
Yes. Select again. For $500,
Report of the Barnhouse Effect is one of the sci-fi tales in his book, Welcome to the Monkey House.
contestant number 1.
Who is Kurt Vonnegut?
Yes. Select. For $100, the answer is...
One of the few Cubist sculptures made by the Spaniard was head of a woman in 1909.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Pablo Picasso?
Yes. Select again. For $200, here is the clue.
In Danish, she's known as Den Lille Havfrue.
Contestant number 1.
Who's the Little Mermaid?
Yes. Select. For $300,
This 20th century English sculptor is known for several reclining figure works.
contestant number 1.
Who is Henry Moore?
Yes, that's correct. For $400,
This Daniel Chester French statue commemorates the Battle of Concord in 1775.
contestant number 1.
What is the Minuteman? Oh, shoot.
Yes. Select.
And for 500, please, in the category.
The clue? It's the Daily Double. How much would you like to bet?
He sculpted the statue of Lafayette in New York City's Union Square, as well as the Statue of Liberty. Who is Bartholdi?
Yes. For $100. The answer there is...
Its Swedish-speaking minority calls this capital Helsingfors.
Contestant number 1.
What is Helsinki?
Yes. Select. For $200. Let's take a look at the answer.
South American country, so named because native huts built over water reminded Alonso de Ojeda of Venice.
Contestant number 1.
What is Venezuela?
Yes. Select again. For $300.
Pietermaritzburg is the capital of this country's national province.
Contestant number 1.
What is South Africa?
Yes. For $400.
This island makes up over half of Japan's landmass.
Contestant number 1.
What is Honshu?
Yes. Select again. For $500.
Jebel Neba in this country is probably the Mount Nebo where the Bible says Moses died. What is Jordan?
Contestant number 1. Yes. Now for the double Jeopardy round, with 2 daily doubles somewhere on the board in these categories.
We're going to be dealing with books and authors, royalty, classical music, world geography, technology, and finally, presidential wit.
Contestant number 2. For $200.
Newsweek called this author a clear and present danger, the king of techno-thrillers.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Tom Clancy?
You'll have 60 seconds to provide your response. Yes.
How about books and authors for 1,000?
For $1,000, let's take a look at the answer.
The archaeologist who published his 3-volume work, The Tomb of Tutankhamun, between 1923 and 1933.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Howard Carter?
Yes.
Classical Music 1000.
The answer there is one of the 2 daily doubles. What would you like to wager? Let's take a look at the answer.
In 1708, the Mulhausen City Council paid for printing Gott ist mein König, his first published music. Who is Bach? Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yes. Select.
Classical Music 800.
For $800,
the Tosca composer said he was a mighty hunter of wild fowl, opera librettos, and attractive women.
contestant number
Who is
1.
Puccini?
Yes, that's correct.
Classical Music 6.
For $600,
This name was given to Symphony in G because of a loud chord that Haydn said would make ladies jump.
contestant number 1.
What is the Surprise Symphony?
Yes, that's correct.
Classical Composers 4.
For $400,
One of the 3 Shakespearean characters for whom Giuseppe Verdi titled an opera.
contestant number 1.
Who is Othello?
Yes, select. For $200, the answer there is
Schubertian, where parties held in homes.
contestant number 1.
Listen to Schubert's music. What is Vienna?
Yes, select.
Let's go with Presidential Wit 1000.
For $1,000, answer
To a society woman who bet she could get more than 2 words out of you, he replied, "You lose." Who's Calvin Coolidge?
contestant number 1. Yes, select again.
Royalty 1000.
For $1,000, the answer there is
Charlemagne was a member of this Frankish dynasty, also known as the Arnofinger dynasty.
contestant number 1.
What is the Carolingia dynasty?
Yes, select again.
Technology 1000.
For $1,000, here is the clue.
This first modern synthetic plastic was developed by and named for Leo Baekeland.
Contestant number 1.
What is Bakelite?
Yes.
World Geography, 1,000.
For $1,000.
4,741 foot Cuba Major is the highest point on this Spanish Mediterranean island.
Contestant number 1.
What is Mallorca?
Yes.
Books and authors for 800.
For $800, the answer is
Middle Earth creator whose middle names were Ronald and Reuel.
contestant number 1.
Who is J.R.R. Tolkien?
Yes. Select.
Presidential wit, 800.
For $800,
He allegedly said, "My mother used to pull my ears and it never did get that much attention."
contestant
Who's
number
Lyndon
1.
Johnson?
Yes. Select.
Let's go with royalty for 800.
For $800, answer
Crown Prince Rudolph of this country was found shot to death at Meyerling in 1889.
contestant number
What
1.
is Austria?
Yes.
All right.
Select again.
Let's go with technology for 800.
For $800,
This 50s technique used 3 synchronized projectors to show film on a curving screen.
contestant number
What
1.
is CinemaScope?
Right.
World Geography, 800.
For $800, let's take a look at the answer.
Pliny the Elder was killed by the eruption of this volcano on the Bay of Naples in 79 AD.
Contestant
What is
number 1.
Vesuvius?
Correct.
Books and authors, 600.
For $600,
He wrote Public Speaking and Influencing Men in Business several years before his most famous book.
contestant number
Who
1.
is Dale Carnegie?
Yes. Select.
$44,000 right now. Presidential wit for 600.
It's a daily double.
Daily double.
How much would you like to bet? Answer
A sign on his desk read, "I'm from Missouri" on one side and "The buck stops here" on the other. Who is Harry Truman?
yes.
Presidential wit, 200.
For $200,
There is one thing about being president. Nobody can tell you when to sit down, he said in August 1953.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Eisenhower?
Yes. Select again. For $400. Let's take a look at the answer.
When asked how he became a hero, he said, "It was involuntary. They sank my boat."
Contestant number
Who
1.
is John F. Kennedy?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Let's go with royalty for 200.
For $200.
In the 1920s, the tomb of his mother, Hetepheres, was found near his Great Pyramid.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Khufu?
Yes. Select again. For $400.
This last empress of Russia was born in Darmstadt in 1872. Her father was Grand Duke of Hesse-Darmstadt.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Alexandra?
Yes. Select again. For $600.
She outlived her husband, Maximilian, by 60 years, but suffered periods of insanity.
Contestant number
Who
1.
is Empress Carlota of Mexico?
Yes. Select again.
Technology 200.
For $200.
Very pure graphite found in England in 1564 led to the development of this writing tool. What is a pencil?
Contestant number 1. Good job. For $400.
IMAX Systems came out with new stereoscopic glasses that use liquid crystal to create this effect.
Contestant number 1.
What is 3D?
Yes, that's correct. For $600.
John Roebling designed this bridge, and when he died, his son Washington completed it.
Contestant number 1.
What is the Brooklyn Bridge?
Right.
World Geography 800. For 200, excuse me.
For $200.
The Great Lakes of this country include Lake Nyasa, Albert, and Victoria. What is Africa?
Contestant number 1. Good job. For $400. Here is the clue.
The lowlands of this country invaded by China in 1950 are over 12,000 feet above sea level.
Contestant number 1.
What is Tibet?
Yes, that's correct. For $600,
The Guernsey and Jersey breeds of cattle originated in this island group.
contestant number 1.
What are the Channel Islands?
Yes, that's correct. For $400, here is the clue.
One word title of the Dubose Hayward novel that became a play and a Gershwin opera.
Contestant number 1.
What is Porgy?
Yes, that's correct. We're back for Final Jeopardy. And the Final Jeopardy category for today is
Dancers.
contestant number 1. Contestant number 1, what would you like to wager? The Final Jeopardy clue is you'll have 60 seconds to
1912
provide
she
your
bought a
response.
London home which became famous for its ornamental
Good luck.
swans. Who is Anna Pavlova?
Contestant number 2, contestant number 3, contestant number 1, we'll start with you. Your Final Jeopardy response was, good job. And your Final Jeopardy wager was, your total? Contestant number 1, you are now the reigning Jeopardy champion. Congratulations.
I'll see you all in the next game.